Hey YouTube, this is a special YouTube video from Better Sheets. I'm Andrew Camphy and I run Better Sheets. We're gonna create a audit business with Google Sheets, but this is truly unique because I'm not showing you step by step. Nearly every other video that I ever show you, we're looking at a sheet and we're going step by step. And really, this video is more about strategy. We're not necessarily gonna walk through it, but I am going to share with you a lot of the mistakes I made. I'm going to share with you as many mistakes as I can remember doing, but also the one mistake I didn't make when I did something like this, when I created an audit business about a year ago. I did just tweet on Twitter, 10 audit ideas. If you want to go to that, go check it out. I'll put a link in the description below, but there's 10 audit ideas here. In summary, let's go through the summary because I think they're really interesting. You can do SEO audits, which I'll discuss in just a moment. From Viperchill and Gaps.com, they did a really cool write-up. You can do something like SEO because SEO is so broad and so big. You can literally do what I did, which was newsletter reviews or newsletter audits, newsletter landing pages maybe, paid newsletter, upsells. You can do all different types of things about newsletters. You can also do audits of landing pages, which Ollie did, which I link in the tweet here. I show you what Ollie's doing, and he's doing a lot of different cool stuff. There's also a section on Upwork, I think, or Fiverr about Tinder profiles, which is really funny, optimizing those. You can do audits of that kind of stuff. Going back to business, you can also do email marketing audits where either you audit actual emails, you can audit the automations around the emails, like sequences. Timing may not be correct for some people, and just fixing some timing, like say, someone has 5 or 6 emails that go out, but it takes 3 months to get out. Knocking that down to 1 week, 2 weeks, and saying, hey, this is going to work better and faster, and you're going to iterate more, and then you can add more emails onto this, is going to save someone's business, right? Automations also across the board. Everything around Zapier, around different apps as well, other than Zapier. You can do audits of VA work. One of the most unoptimized parts of online businesses, but also like solo businesses, is hiring help, hiring someone. And usually the first hire is a virtual assistant, someone who's generally going to take a bunch of tasks away from you. But nobody really knows how to hire a VA. But also nobody really knows how to keep a VA working appropriately and optimally. So if you know how to do this, then you can actually go into someone's business, look at what they're giving the VA, and optimize it so much better and save them money, get their business up running faster, all that stuff. Also, pitch decks. I share in this tweet thread of roasting of pitch decks by Gary Tan and Justin Khan, and it's really entertaining. I really liked it. I learned a lot from watching these videos, and I think the people in them also learned a lot from getting their pitch decks roasted. Onboarding flows. This is one of the ideas I've shared with so many people, and nobody's done it yet, is create basically 5-minute videos where you go through the first 5 minutes of very popular apps or large SaaS products, and what is that onboarding flow? What is that? How did they do it? What was their choices? What did they get in the first 5 minutes? Did they get to the wow moment within 5 minutes or 30 seconds? You can audit these of bootstrappers or indie hackers or solo business people who don't necessarily know what the optimized onboarding flow should be. How fast should it go? Should we be unoptimized and let people add a bunch of information or not? Also, design audits are a huge business. So that's a thread. I just summarized all of them here, but in this thread, there's a bunch. That's all of them. Let me go to 6-figure audits because I think this one was the most interesting. I had already done my newsletter audits and newsletter review, but then I read this and I was like, oh my God, I missed out on so many things. I made so many mistakes when I launched that I almost want to go back and do it again. I'm not going to do newsletter reviews or newsletter audits anymore, and I'll share with you what I will do if I ever do audits again. I think you might know. If you're watching this on Better Sheets YouTube channel, you might know. But I think this is a wonderful, wonderful article. It is 8,000 words. It takes half an hour to read the whole thing. But I think a couple of key things. One, for $40, which to some people that might be a lot, but to the people who are paying $40 is very little. And what was happening was they did 15-minute videos, Loom videos, essentially, screencasts. And for 15 minutes, for $40, you can pull in a lot of money per hour, and you're going to give the same advice over and over and over again, especially with SEO, right? But the one key thing that I think was so enlightening, so sort of inspiring, was that they did a lot of them in a short time. Like within a few weeks, they did like hundreds. But some of those were upsold into $5,000 consulting retainers, that these audits might not necessarily be the end-all be-all, and this kind of auditing might actually be a great lead magnet for your business. So you can, one, create a business with audits and do those all the time, but it could also be a great lead magnet for your existing business or consultancy or coaching that you do, and you can start this with almost nothing. I mean, quite literally, you can start this with $0. You can sign up for a Gumroad sales page. Here's mine that I did when I got like $100 from this thing. I made a 30-minute newsletter landing page review. I sold it for $10. This is $20, but I sold the first 10 for half price for $10. I'll discuss that later. Just really, really, really simple sales page. You can talk about your experience. You can talk about how much you've helped people before. You can also go through a couple examples. A lot of stuff you can do with Gumroad sales pages. And I would say, even if you're going to charge what I refer to later as like the minimum, I would say charge $20, probably charge more. Even if you're going to charge the minimum, I would write a ton of stuff on that landing page. And I would almost make the landing page itself on Gumroad like an audit. Like if someone could go through it and checklist and check their own thing and see, like, does it live up to this like baseline? Almost give away some checklists. Like, hey, I'm going to go through these 6 points. Why I say that is because, one, you want smart customers. You want customers coming to you ready and primed and willing and smart about what they're doing. But also it like eases the onboarding when you do the audit. For the newsletter review, I literally just said, send me a link to your newsletter landing page, and that's it. Other types of audits may involve more insider information that you need to gather. I'll discuss that now, which the first thing you might think of doing, especially if you're watching this YouTube video on YouTube on Better Sheets channel, you might think to do Google Forms. Like use the Gumroad payment and then link to a Google form. And I would actually say that's a wrong move. I think that offers a little bit too much friction right away, and it's a little bit disempowering, which is like, just send me your information and I'll take care of it. Now, I also don't recommend a Google Doc here, like fill out this Google Doc. What I would recommend is you give a Google Sheet and you have them copy it into their drive, you have them fill it out, and have the checklist right there. Like they buy the review and automatically get a checklist that you'll fill out in their drive. So what can happen is you can use Only Sheets. Now, OnlySheets.xyz is a tool that I created in Google Sheets, which allows you to sell access to Google Sheets, slides, docs, and even Drive folders. You can sell any spreadsheet. What I would do is I would add this to your Gumroad page. So it only works with Gumroad right now. Actually, it can also work with Stripe and soon to be like ShopRocket, and actually also Zapier if you ever use like Etsy or Shopify. But it really, really works well with Gumroad. All the instructions in here are how to set it up with Gumroad. Sell the audit on Gumroad. Automatically have Only Sheets set up and automatically share view access to a sheet that is a checklist, has instructions, and have them copy that sheet into their drive and then share it with you, right? Doing this allows them to have a conversation with you, not just fill out a form and then it's done. They can fill it out at their leisure, and you can also go and see it immediately and start working on it, right? If you do this asynchronously, only do like a 15, 20-minute review, and you want to do it all in once, go do that. But I would also recommend, if you sell it for more like $50 or $100, do a little bit of asynchronous back and forth, a little bit to begin with, then dive into the video, do it, and deliver it. The pre-onboarding or pre-interview, I think, helps so much, knowing what's going on. And you can also set expectations. All right, back to the list. So use only sheets. Pricing. This is a really hard thing to think about, right? How much should I price this audit for? I am selling essentially a Loom video, right? 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I'll discuss all my mistakes after this. I would recommend that the minimum you ever sell an audit for is $20, no matter the time. Even if it's a 5-minute, 10-minute, 15 minutes, sell it for no less than $20. If you have no number in mind before watching this video and you're like, I'm going to create an audit and I'm going to create a review or a roast and I'm going to sell it for a price, do not give it away for free, ever. That's rule number one. If you must, and this is exactly what I did, and I say this sort of as a last-ditch effort, if you must, give away the first 10 for half price. So for the $20, if you price it at $20, which I did, that's what I did, and give it for the first 10 for half off, that's $100. And getting $100 for this idea and this business, the first $100 is going to be the most spectacular. You're going to have social proof. You're going to have case studies. What I would also do is make sure in your description of like, hey, you're going to get this for 50% off, so you're going to pay for it $10 for an X amount of minutes. Let me also use that video for promotion, right? So 1, they pay. 2, you get to use it for promotion. 3, you get case studies, social proof. That's what I would do. And I did that. And I'll explain my mistakes now. So again, if you have no idea how to price this, price it at $20. But I would actually do it for far more. I would, now after doing it myself once and selling 10 of them, making $100, looking back, it was much too cheap, too much time. I did a 30-minute review for essentially $10, so that's like $20 an hour. But there's always amount of time before and after that you're preparing and you're sending videos. So like I was charging much less than $20 an hour, and I always went over. Oh my God. I don't know if this was really a mistake, but almost every video I went over until I got like really good at it, and then I got really fast, and then I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be done within 15 minutes. So what I would recommend is make it a 15-minute review, audit, roast, just like they did in six-figure SEO audits. I would recommend doing a minimum $20. I would actually recommend more like $40 to $50, maybe even $100, depending on what you're doing, how many years you've had in your past, how many emails you have you can say, hey, I have this new audit business. If you have, say, like 1,000 to 2,000 people, you've been doing what you're auditing for, like, let's say, minimum 3 to 4 years, charging $99 for a 15-minute video might sound ludicrous, but it's 100% doable. Like, you should be able to do that. Again, maybe give away the first 10 for half off. Do not give it away for free. Maybe add in more checklists, more documents, add more sheets, right? Say, hey, I'm going to send you a sheet with a checklist and information for you to give to me and a little bit of information to know about what I'm doing. But then right afterwards, send them the link, maybe a week later or a day later, send them like 3 or 4 pieces of materials like a workbook, planner, examples, templates, a lot of different lead magnets you can sort of create as tripwires more once they've paid you, once you've accomplished this video that you're roasting their thing or auditing or reviewing their thing. Here's a bunch of stuff that you can also do. That I think then you should be charging $99 and not $20 for that kind of stuff. So the mistakes I made, one is I'll say it again, and I said it earlier, is I went for too long. My audit or review was 30 minutes. I blasted that out. I said, I'm going to give you a 30-minute review. That is far too long. 15 or 20 minutes is perfect. I think 15 minutes is good to advertise, and then you'll always want to go over a couple minutes. At 20 minutes, sometimes you're going to struggle to get there. But 30 minutes is way too long. Especially if it's a Loom video or like a screen share video and you're just talking the whole time. You can get away with doing 30 minutes, maybe with design audits, maybe with some audits if you're doing something and showing how to do something. Like automations, you might want to show some Zapier functions or zaps or examples. Then you're going to get above 20 minutes, but even then, 30 minutes is far, far too long. And I priced too low. I priced at $20, and I said 50% off for the first 10. So I was only charging $10 for the first 10. And at least 2, maybe 3 people, if I recall incorrectly, at least 2 people, but maybe 3 or 4, paid the $20. So I had a code that you could get 50% off in the landing page. I listed it at $20 here, but I said there was a code that said here, use this to get 50% off because you're one of the first people. And I even shared like how many discounts were left. It took me a week or maybe 2 weeks to get through all of them. So $100 in 2 weeks. I think, yeah, I priced it far, far too low. And then people paid the $20. They didn't use the coupon code. And I knew right at that moment, okay, it's too low. I should have charged $40 to $50 for a 30-minute. What I also recommend, which I didn't mention in the pricing section yet, is perhaps charge like $40 for a 15-minute video, and maybe charge $60 or $75 for a 30-minute. So even if you do want to charge maybe even lower, like $30 for a 15-minute video and $50 for a 30-minute video. You might be able to get away with that. I would offer the 2 sizes and say, here's maybe a roast in the first 15 minutes, and the second 15 minutes will be examples and show a little bit more stuff than just talking. And I think the last mistake that I made, one of the biggest mistakes I made, not just in the pricing, not just in the time, but even at the time when I created the newsletter review and did the reviewing, it didn't connect with the main thing that I was doing at the time, which was building better sheets. And if I ever did it again, if I ever do audits again, I would do Google Sheet audits. I would make sure that whatever the audit or review is ties directly into what I'm doing in my consulting, in coaching, in my SaaS product. Even if you're creating a SaaS product and you're trying to do audits to get people from point 0 to point A, and then your SaaS gets them from point A to point B, I would tie it directly into whatever it is you're doing. Don't do it as a side project that really is like a nights and weekends and it doesn't connect anywhere else. You could start a business like this, create audits, then create an agency, then create a SaaS. But again, that would be your main thing. At the time, I had no reason to be doing newsletter audits. I think it was something simple and easy. I'd done a newsletter for 3 years. I had already talked to and worked with a bunch of newsletters. So it felt easy and simple. And if it feels too simple, I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing it. Unless it really, really, really ties into what your main thing is. And that is key because you want to get the upsells. This thing doesn't make sense if you're just going to do it for a few dollars, $20 and like 1 or 2 a week. It makes sense if you're going to use this as a lead magnet, get some $5,000 consulting fees, some retainers, and really build a business from this. And the one mistake I didn't make, the one thing that I can recommend to you if you do this, if you do create an audit business with Google Sheets and you are reviewing or roasting, you're helping people sort of through these like micro consulting, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or micro coaching or asynchronous coaching, you might want to call it. The one mistake I didn't make is I launched, right? It was the one thing that I think I did better than everyone else is I launched. Everyone else is going to make the mistake of not launching. They will, maybe they might create a Gumroad page and then forget about it. They might tweet about it once and then never again. I would launch this thing like you were launching a new business, right? Put it on Product Hunt. Put it on Twitter 20 or 30 times. Do some sales. Find people who need it. Do it for them. Like, pitch them. Hey, I just created this Gumroad page. Can you take a look at it? I'll give you 50% off because you're one of the first 10 people. Just launch the damn thing. Send it to your email list. Send it to, create a new email list for it if you have never created an email list before. This is a great example, a great reason to. What you could do is launch it with nothing, right? 0 reviews, and each time you do a review, put the review up on YouTube, and then email your list. Say, I just did one. Here it is. Watch it. Learn from it. You want yours? Buy it. Launch the damn thing, put it on Product Hunt, put it on Beta List, put it on Indie Hackers, put it on Twitter, on Instagram, everywhere, Facebook groups, Facebook communities. Find no-code communities, find code communities, dev.to. Find where your people are and get it in front of them and launch the damn thing. Make it awesome, make it big, and make people better, right? Everybody wants to be better. Better Sheets is all about making Google Sheets better for everyone, right? For your experience in Google Sheets, for the experience your users have if you sell a Google Sheet, or for your business. If you run a business and you have employees using Google Sheets, your sheets are going to be better for them. They'll make them faster. So if you really like this video, if you enjoyed listening about creating an audit business with Google Sheets, you have this tweet that I tweeted about the 10 audit ideas. You have 6-figure SEO audits you can share widely. I love it. Read it. It's 29 minutes. You already watched this video for 22 minutes. So just do that same thing again and read 6-figure SEO audits. I think it goes into really good tactics, really good details about what they did, how they did it, and upsell, which I made the mistake of not doing. Use Gumroad for your sales page. It's super simple, super easy. Use Sheets, not Docs, not Google Form. Use Google Sheets. Use only Sheets. If you have never bought Better Sheets before, if you're not a member of Better Sheets, only Sheets is going to cost you $20. Super simple to set up. It takes less than 20 minutes. I share video step by step how to set up only Sheets. If you are a member, all members get only Sheets for free. So become a member today. You can, as of making this video, it's still available in AppSumo. You can get it on AppSumo for a lifetime deal. You get not only all the videos on making better sheets, but you also get all the products that I've made, including only Sheets, Twitter templates to promote your work, a ton of stuff, all very, very valuable stuff in Sheets, and I'm putting out more stuff all the time, like this video. You can create new businesses within Google Sheets, make lead magnets, make tripwires that you can sell in Google Sheets, and also make sure your pricing is dialed in correctly. If you have no idea in mind what price, $20, let's just say. Start it there. I shared with you all my mistakes, like I priced too low, I did it for too long, I did a too long of a period of a video, 30 minutes, and I also didn't connect it to my main thing. And the one mistake I didn't make is launch. So I hope you launch. I hope you share it with me. Put in the description below, or not, in the description below is a link to the tweet. But if you are launching from this video an audit, comment on this video on YouTube, put it right there, and let other people know, hey, I watched this video and I launched my audits. Come and get them. Promote your audit. Put a link there. I'm happy that if you do that, I'm happy for you to add a comment with the audit business that you started. And I'm so excited and happy that you did it and you made it this far. Have a good one. It's been 24 minutes you spent with me, or 12 minutes if you watch on 2x speed. Thanks so much. Bye.